At number 5 is The Running Man. I'm really surprised so many people online absolutely despise this movie. It's nowhere near perfect. If you don't know, the movie just takes place in this dystopian future where there is this game show called The Running Man that if you can survive for 30 days being hunted down by specific hunters and pretty much the entire country, then you win an insane amount of money and you're set for life. The movie is definitely lacking any of Edgar Wright's really signature style that he has in so many of his films. It definitely feels way more like a generic action movie than one of his movies. And I will say it takes a bit long to get to the actual Running Man portion of this film. Like the first hour of this movie, there's really no action, but the action sequences we do get in this movie, I think are fun. Glenn Powell is pretty solid in this role. He's really good in all these like kind of 80s properties that are really cheesy. I think he works perfectly in them. There is definitely some weird pacing issues outside of that first hour too. Even when you get into the action, things are kind of broken up weirdly, and there's some straight up like PowerPoint presentations explaining what's happening in the movie to the audience that felt really unnecessary. But overall, I thought this was a fun enough action movie. At number 4, I have Arco, another French animated movie that kind of feels like a Studio Ghibli film if it was just made by the French. The concept is super interesting and right up my alley because I love anything kind of sci-fi related. It pretty much asks the questions, what if rainbows were actually people from super far in the future? And every time we saw a rainbow, that was them traveling through time. And it follows this young 12-year-old boy trying to fly through time for the first time, but it doesn't work out well. He ends up falling into the past, which in this movie is 2075, so it's still pretty futuristic. Again, like I said, it definitely has that Ghibli feel, just in kind of the overall tone and level of humor and everything in this movie. It has that kind of sweet, wholesome vibe to it, but a really enjoyable movie that I think is great for kids to watch. Really solid messages and everything like that, and it's not just complete brain rot like the Minions or something. At number 3, I have Zootopia 2, which honestly maybe should be at number 2, but I'm putting it here. It's still a really great Disney sequel that I honestly think is better than the first Zootopia movie. It might be a little bit less funny than the first movie, but it is still a very funny and witty movie. All the jokes still have that same vibe with the first film. I really love the way we expand the world of Zootopia, kind of explore its history and past here. All the new characters are really fun additions. The plot twists and villains, everything in this movie is honestly just an improvement on the first. And honestly, Disney has absolutely struck gold with this. Like, they are definitely setting up a third Zootopia movie. We'll probably get a fourth. This thing is making insane amounts of money already, and I'm honestly here for just a very enjoyable film. Now, before the top 2, drop a like on this video. Let me know in the comments below your favorite movie you watched in November. At number 2, I have Predator Badlands. I'm not sorry about this placement at all being so high up because I just had an absolute blast with this movie. I don't think a lot of the humor in this movie does work. It's kind of that MCU quippy level humor for the first hour. Again, that doesn't really land for me, but almost everything else works. The action in this movie is incredible. I just love the idea of following a predator as the main character of a Predator film, him kind of trying to prove himself to his clan, going on this journey, meeting different synthetic robots and working with them. And in the last hour of this movie, it really locks in. A lot of the turns in the story really worked for me. It gets darker. Again, the action just keeps getting elevated. And I was like, wow, this is actually just a really fun movie that I really have almost no complaints for outside of the